What's about to play out at this courthouse in Manila surely looks to some like a story of how the mighty can fall when fake news takes flight. Police keeping an eye on the crowds who are keeping an eye out for Senator Lila DELIMA. Once the Justice Secretary of the Philippines, the chair of the Human Rights Commission, now she's a prisoner. This is as serious as it looks. DELIMA back to jail after another court appearance, and as always, it's a frenzy. The woman who once went after drug lords is now facing charges of taking money from drug lords. She could be jailed for life. Her lawyers are certainly nervous. What is your biggest worry for her right now? Your biggest fear?
Well, her safety, her security is our biggest concern right now. This is a test to the judicial branch of the government. This is a test case if really rule of law and due process is working here in the Philippines.
In the Philippines of Rodrigo Duterte, this should be no surprise. The president has been perfectly clear what he had planned for the woman who has publicly and persistently criticized him and his drug war.
Killing is killing, no matter what. He must be held criminally liable.
Senator DELIMA, it was your greed and your immorality that did you in. One day soon, I will bitawan ko yan in public. If I were DELIMA, ladies and gentlemen, I'll hang myself.
Obviously, Duterte cannot stand her. But does that make the allegations against her false? It's hard for Filipinos to know what to believe. Daily, they are bombarded with salacious tales about Duterte's critics, and about DELIMA in particular. Obama calls DELIMA abnormal. DELIMA resigns. DELIMA on suicide watch. Her son caught with drugs. Her sister arrested for drug trafficking. All startling stories suggesting the woman is a guilty mess. But all of them are fake, completely made-up headlines on made-up news sites. The problem is, that's not immediately obvious. Are they both real? Are they both fake?
I think they're both fake.
It's real or it's
Yeah,
fake?
it is. About DELIMA, it is. Sometimes I feel like it's fake.
A digital global survey last year found that Filipinos spend more time per day on social media than anyone else in the world, even though the internet they access is a little tricky. Your internet here on the phone, is it fast or is it slow?
Slow.
True. Mobile internet here is among the slowest and most expensive in all of Asia. So watching videos or clicking on links just eats up data. But Facebook is free. Filipinos can and do scroll through it all day long. That means seeing all those fake stories embedded in their timelines. But fact-checking those stories? Forget it. That means spending more money on more data. Can you always tell by looking at the headline if it's real or fake?
No. You have to read the full article.
But why would you do that if it's going to cost you money to open it?
You won't open it.
What do you think this does to your democracy, all this fake news?
They can manipulate the minds of the people into believing something that is not real.
Do you think that's happening now? Politicians have been quick to gamble that people will believe what they read. This is Rappler, a social media news outlet run by Maria Ressa. Her team has been studying online networks that were dispatched to fire up support for Duterte and shut down his critics. They found a potent trail of real enthusiasm, fake stories, and blistering attacks.
The campaign network, its first goal was to elect Duterte as president. It succeeded in doing that. By July, it had shifted. So after he won, what happens next, right? We saw several groups and people being attacked. The first group being attacked were traditional media.
The second, she says, was a series of attacks on Duterte's critics. DELIMA was in the sights fast. When word leaked she was having an affair with her driver, which was true, suddenly all other accusations were painted as plausible too.
Overnight, we watched her turn from being the head of the Commission on Human Rights, the former Justice Secretary, now a senator who did quite well, to becoming a drug lord. I mean, that's how the hyperbole spread. And we watched her online get stripped of her dignity. You had a congressional hearing where senators, most of them men, joked about her love life. And this just went to extremes on social media.
Ressa and her team tracked the bulk of the pro-Duterte online campaigns to 3 core accounts that together reach millions of followers.
These were the 3 content creators.
They called their research the weaponization of the internet. And once it was published, Ressa says she started receiving 90 hate messages an hour for a month. Rape threats, death threats, lots of intimidation.
If you do not believe in us, you do not deserve to exist.
But their work and their research continues, including a look at one of the most significant pro-Duterte accounts in the Philippines.
She's the anchor account for the propaganda machine. She's the anchor account.
She's a woman named Mocha Uson, the blogger in that T-shirt showing Senator DELIMA's prison picture. This is also Mocha, with her group, the Mocha Girls. She's had a curious trajectory. Sex blogger, singer, turned government-appointed member of the Movie and TV Classification Board. The Duterte dance, somewhat of a fixture at her concerts.
So, here's what you need to know about Mocha Uson. In the Philippines, she is huge. In a way, think of the online reach of Kim Kardashian. Now, imagine if Kim Kardashian got a job with the government. Got it? That is Mocha Uson.
Fiercely loyal to the president, sometimes traveling alongside him on foreign visits, always writing in support of him to her 5 million followers. Just before the concert, we sat down in a salon across the street from the club to talk about what gets shared online and why.
Hey, Mocha, I'm Adrian.
Just hours earlier, she'd reposted an article about Senator DELIMA with a pretty extraordinary claim from the Speaker of the House.
It says the country's #1 drug lord is already jailed. And you posted this, right? This is from your account.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I shared that.
Do you really think the senator is the #1 drug lord in the Philippines?
Drug lord protector.
But that's not what that says. It says the country's #1 drug lord is already jailed.
I quoted the Speaker of the House.
Right. Do you think some people are going to read that and think, well, Mocha thinks she's the #1 drug lord in the country? It must be so.
Well, I just posted that because that's what the Speaker of the House said.
Do you believe that, though?
Oh, yes, I believe so.
You believe that she's the #1 drug lord?
Yeah, one of the big drug lords. For now, she is the #1. And I'm sticking to that.
You're sticking to that. So this is going to make a lot of people angry. It's going to divide a lot of people. A number of people are going to say this is just a flat-out lie.
Maybe, but if you read the comments, majority, they would agree.
They would agree.
Because that's how they feel.
As we spoke, Mocha's manager recorded the interview. By evening's end, they'd edited a chunk to music and posted it, including a part where she urged we do more research.
I think you should do more research because I am getting the feeling that you see DELIMA as innocent, as an innocent person.
I don't know what
you need to do more research, ma'am, because the Filipinos know who DELIMA is. So please, madam, do your research.
Hundreds of thousands of views, thousands of shares and comments, plenty of digs at us. Blind, lazy, puppets of the oligarchs, which is all absolutely fine. People can say what they want. Those who side with Senator DELIMA, though, would argue the efforts to silence her are extraordinary. Human Rights Watch is clear it thinks the drug charges against her are politically motivated. But the thing is, that's just a theory. The courts have yet to decide her guilt or innocence, and until then, she's in detention. which is where we caught up with her. No cameras, no microphones allowed, but they let us in to visit her. She's held in the same facility with some of those she once put away. It's either justice or a complete betrayal of justice.
So that took a little while. There was a mass in there of her supporters and friends. It was really for her. It happens twice a week. It's interesting. She's isolated in that jail because she's the only woman in there. The whole point of the mass, interestingly enough, was about the truth. A lot of time was spent talking about the death of truth in this culture, and they feel in this country at the moment. And she got a chance to write a quick note to that effect.
And the essence of that note? Social media must stop being an instrument of lies, deceptions, and oppression, she wrote, adding, it can truly be a powerful tool for change, genuine and positive change. Optimistic thoughts from a woman with not many reasons to be optimistic. She continues to return to court to try to get the charges thrown out, but has had no success. And there's no option for bail either. Senator Lila DELIMA could be in legal limbo for years, a resolution as elusive as hard facts in the Philippines. Adrienne Arsenault, CBC News, Manila.